Hello, my friends. I'm Bee, and this is Bee's Intuition. Today we're going to do a reading. I was thinking that we could do a reading about like what new starts or new beginnings are going to be happening in the new year. I don't know why. I just feel like that could be a fun little topic to do. Also, I switched out my lights behind me. And I think I like these a lot better. They're actually little roses. I don't know if they're showing up on camera or not, but they're little roses that have lights in them. And they're actually supposed to be for like Valentine's Day. And originally I had like snowflake. Sorry, that's my cat in her litter box. I had snowflake lights that I was going to put up originally, but I feel like by the time January rolls around, we're so sick of seeing snow, at least where I live. You know, there's so much snow. I'm like, I don't want to be reminded of the snow. I need color. I need warmth. And I feel like these lights are just, so perfect. I don't care if they're for Valentine's Day or not. They're just perfect for the background, I feel. They have that nice warm light too. Gorgeous. Anyways, let's just dive right into the reading. Let me know in the comments if you like the rose lights in the background, I guess. Anyways, please and thank you, Spirit. What can the collective expect for new changes in the new year? Please and thank you. Or new beginnings, new starts. That's I think what I was saying. Could be changes. New starts, new beginnings. Please and thank you, Spirit. New starts, new beginnings in the new year. Please and thank you, Spirit. Okay. You know what? Let's see. We'll go with the first group that came out. All right, so that I don't overwhelm myself. The first one that came out, this was the first one that like started to be pretty excited to come out, the High Priestess. So I feel like this is something that you've been planning, something that you've either been getting some sort of intuitive download about, or you just know, I feel like, in some sense. The Knight of Wands came out in this direction. I find that interesting. Judgment card. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles. And bottom of the deck is the Temperance card. I think that's a beautiful card for the bottom of the deck because that's all about healing. So there's probably going to be some good healing taking place in this new year for you. All right, let's just start clarifying, shall we? Starting with that High Priestess. Please and thank you, Spirit. What new starts, new beginnings are happening with that High Priestess for the collective? Please and thank you, Spirit. Just a few at a time, please and thank you, Spirit. Okay. One fell on the floor, so hold on one moment. Un momento. Por favor. Okay. Interesting. Well, the one that came out first was the one that fell on the floor, and that's the Star card, but it came out in the reverse. I find that quite interesting to clarify the High Priestess. We have the Temperance card upright, which we have at the bottom of the other deck too, so that's interesting. Knight of Pentacles. And then bottom of this deck, we have Eight of Swords. I'm getting something about doubt with that Star card in the reverse, but I don't feel like it's your doubt. It feels like doubt from people that are outside of yourself. I feel like people may not understand you. They also may not understand what you're doing. Maybe your projects, your healing, your spirituality, your intuition, if you have psychic abilities. They may not understand a lot of the complexities that make you you and that may direct you in life. especially if you go according to what your intuition tells you. People may not understand you being guided in that way. Because, like, honestly, I'm seeing this Temperance card as you being very enlightened. You're healing a lot within yourself and probably a lot in your life in general. And that Star card, the way it came out in the reverse is just surprising for me, because it's like I felt like that it shouldn't have, you know? So that's why I feel like it's not your doubt about your path, your direction, your goals. It's not your doubt, it's an outside doubt, outside of yourself. I feel like you're a very magical, mystical being and people don't understand. I feel like people can sense this about you though, but yet they still doubt it. I'm even getting the Knight of Pentacles to a degree is outside people, because it feels like these are people that are maybe almost too grounded in reality or the 3D. And reality, that's kind of like a interesting topic, because like, what is reality really? Especially when there is such thing as intuition, psychic abilities, the 5D, spiritual downloads, spirituality. Like, there are levels to reality. And I feel like people don't understand your higher vibration. And yeah, not only is the High Priestess what we're clarifying, so that's all about intuition and psychic abilities, downloads from spirit, but the Temperance card, this one specifically, there's like some sort of like gold circle that's like on this person's forehead. That just kind of reminds me of like the third eye chakra. And it's like that's open. And you see things differently than other people. Maybe that's what it is. You just have such a different point of view and perception of things, and people don't understand. But I feel like they almost want to confuse you because they don't understand you, if that makes any sense. And that Knight of Pentacles, it feels like that's them judging you. Like, I honestly feel like that's kind of what I'm getting here. It just feels like this is you in the center. And yeah, maybe you're very centered, very like spiritual, healing, special, high vibration, just seeing things completely differently. But then outside of you is the doubts of other people. And also, I'm not even getting just doubt, but also people's opinions. Like, it almost feels like people are almost offended that you don't listen to them. Or they're offended that you go down your own path and that you do things your own way. Because it's almost like that Knight of Pentacles is hitting me as people saying they need to be more grounded in reality. Or they need to be, like, honestly, it feels like they almost want you to be lower or like taken down a peg. You know, that sort of energy. It's just yucky. And I don't even know if this is coming from people. I don't think it's coming from people's consciousness. I don't think that they're consciously thinking and feeling these things. It's almost like they're subconscious, like their subconscious fears, their subconscious narratives and illusions that they've built up over their lifetime. They want to affect you with these things. But it doesn't feel like they're gonna be successful in that, because I feel like you have this aura around you that is protecting you. But also, that Star card in the reverse could be hinting at envy. People envying your path, what you have. It feels like something that you've started, or you're like you pursuing a certain path, pursuing a certain goal. It could be people that almost, It feels like people are almost taking your life and the way that you live it personally, as if you, by existence, are personally attacking people. Like, oh, my way of life isn't good enough, or oh, they want to do things that are special, or oh, they want to pursue their dreams. It's such a weird energy that I'm picking up on. But you may feel this around you because you are very intuitive. And again, I don't think that these people are actually going to get through to you and make you change anything. I don't think that at all, but you may definitely feel it. And you may be a little bit confused about why people are like this. And also, it's interesting that the Knight of Pentacles is just standing still. It's almost like people want you to stand still in life, or they want you to be just as stuck as they feel. Like they don't want you moving down your path. They want to hold you back on your path. They want to, yeah, it's like they want you to be just as stuck as they are. Because it's almost like they've convinced themselves that that's what life is, being stuck and being rooted in the reality that does not feed their dreams, that does not allow them to pursue their dreams. Like the reality of not having the confidence to even pursue their dreams. And even this Knight, the look on his face is almost a little grouchy. Yeah, to me it looks like his eyebrows are kind of like furrowed. Maybe that's just my own perception, but I don't know. I feel like people are judging you, and you may feel that. And you just may be confused because it feels like you're kind of just minding your own business. It really does. It feels like you're just minding your own business. You're focusing on you. You're doing things for you. You're healing yourself. You're like healing your life. You're feeding yourself. You're feeding your life. Like you're making magic happen in your own life. And it's almost like people take offense to that. But the thing is, and I think that this is an important message to put out there for any cross watchers out there who may feel that sense of envy and may feel that sense of, oh, that person's like head is in the clouds, they need to be brought back down to earth, and may envy your magic that you're creating in your own life. I think it's important to mention that this magic anyone can tap into. Anybody can incorporate magic into their life and heal themselves and heal their life and make their life beautiful and go after their dreams. Everybody is capable of this magic. It's just a matter of believing that it's possible. And so that's what it feels like. It almost feels like these people don't feel as special as you. And that's not to say that that you're not special, but everybody is special in their own way. And I know that sounds so generic and lame, but like it's true. We all have our unique skills, talents, and abilities within us. We just have to figure out what those are. And we need to allow ourselves the room to find out what those are as well. And I have heard that, when it comes to envy, when it comes to jealousy, it's really not helpful, for one, but also the things that we envy in another person, the things that we are jealous of in another person, we can possess those same things. And sometimes I think that's what the saying was. It was something along the lines of like, that may be your subconscious trying to get you to pursue that path. So if like, and it doesn't even have to be specifically what you're doing. Say, somebody wants to be an artist and they see you making music, and they could be like, oh, I can't believe that they're pursuing their music career. Somebody needs to bring that person back down to earth, get in touch with reality, get a reality check or whatever. But the thing is, maybe that envy is just their subconscious screaming out saying, I want to practice my art. I want to make art and sell it. I want to make art and share it with the world, but I'm so afraid to. So I'm going to, instead of doing that, I'm going to just point my envy and jealousy at that other person who is pursuing their dreams. And that just makes me really sad because, again, we all have the ability and potential within us to pursue our dreams, to put in that active effort. And we can be just as successful as another person in our own way, in our own field of interest, whatever it is. Bottom of the deck with the Eight of Swords. I mean, this could technically be, you know, these people that are judging you and their energies may be, I don't think they're really affecting or penetrating you severely, at least, but maybe you feel them because you are sensitive, and so you may feel them around you. And so this could be you being stuck inside your head and maybe feeling surrounded by people telling you you can't do something, or, you know, placing those doubts in your head, or projecting their own fears onto you. And that's really what it is at the end of the day, is that they're fearful of achieving stuff, and so they project that onto you rather than face that within themselves. But honestly, it doesn't really feel like your energy. To me, it feels like this is the other people that are kind of looking at you and judging you, because it feels like they're the ones that feel trapped in life, within their thoughts, within their doubts, within their fears. And the beautiful thing about the Eight of Swords is that she can become freed out of this situation, even if it does look impossible. Even if it feels impossible, it's possible to free yourself from the situation. And so the people that are, you know, sort of, and I hate to use this term, but like giving you the evil eye, for lack of a better expression. And I don't say I hate that term as in I don't believe it's true. I do believe that, you know, people can project their negativity onto other people. It's just that I personally think that we have to be careful when we bring up these things, because we don't want humanity to be mistrusting of one another. Or at least I don't want humanity to be mistrusting of one another to a, you know, exaggerated degree. But anyways, so these types of people that could be sending you the evil eye and, you know, sort of jealous or projecting stuff onto you, it feels like they're the ones that feel trapped in their own life, in their own mind. And it's really sad because they can free themselves if they decide that they want to, and they decide that they can, that it's possible. As I was tapping this, it started to glide up, and I want to see what's underneath. What's underneath that? Page of Pentacles. Yeah, it's like, and maybe that's what they don't see, right? It's like, it starts out with just a little pentacle, right? It starts with just a seed. It starts with just an idea. And it takes time to feed that idea, to feed that seed with water, sunshine, you know, all the things that it takes for something to grow. And it may take a while to get to the point of maybe where you are and where these people can see that, you know, you're kind of doing your own thing and being successful at it. But I almost feel like maybe these people put too much pressure and expectations onto themselves. And I kind of relate to that because I used to be that way before I tried to, like, YouTube. I wanted to do YouTube for a long time, but, you know, there were so many things that I convinced myself, like, oh, well, maybe I'm not ready, or maybe I need to do this, or maybe, you know, blah, 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 blah. Million reasons. And then, you know, maybe I even thought at one point, like, oh, if I can't be successful overnight, then I'm not going to try. And that's just not what's real, you know, when it comes to these things that we care about and that we want to do with our life. Okay. But yeah, we fill our heads with doubts and we put so much expectations on ourselves. Like, if I don't hit this ginormous milestone by tomorrow, then I'm not even gonna try to begin with. And it's like, why do we do that? I think a lot of it has to do with the way that we're socialized in our society and the way, especially maybe because we're so fast paced at this day, in this day and age, where, you know, fast food, um, uh, types of media, we get like access to things like so quickly. And so maybe we apply that to every area of life where it's not really helpful or true, you know? And so we fill our heads with these ideas, narratives, and expectations. And then we're so frozen in fear of not fulfilling those expectations that we don't even try to begin with. And so, yeah, it feels like these people just have to, one, realize they can get out of this mess that they feel like they're in. And it just takes one little baby step in that direction to start it out. It just takes one idea. It just takes one small investment into themselves, and that can begin everything, you know? But now that I'm saying all of this, and because it is showing up in this way, I feel like you're showing people, even the ones that doubt, even the ones that think that, oh, you need to be brought back down to reality or whatever. I think that you are showing people, and of course, their egos, their pride may not acknowledge this, but I feel like you are showing people what is possible, and that it is possible to change your life, to heal yourself, to heal your life, to make these changes, to become successful, to become more enlightened. And maybe they're coming around to that, but it's slow. But again, there's nothing wrong with moving slow. And maybe that's what the Knight of Pentacles also is trying to indicate, is like, yeah, maybe these people are a little bit stuck in their ways. Maybe they do right now think that they're trapped in their life. But slow and steady wins the race. And, you know, baby steps do add up into creating what you want out of life. And I feel like, yeah, maybe slowly these people start to shift from maybe being envious and doubtful and sort of projecting that onto you. Maybe the more that they watch you, the more that they see, wait a second, I can also achieve something very like what they're achieving. Again, their pride and their ego may not acknowledge that flat out, but maybe slowly it will creep into their consciousness. And then I hope that they eventually believe that they can do what they want with their life, and that it is possible and they can be successful. So definitely keep doing whatever you're doing, because I think that over time, people will see what you're doing and how it is serving you, how you are becoming successful with it, and how you are making a difference in the world, and in the making a difference in these people's lives as well. They may even notice in themselves, like, wait a second, why am I so envious of this person? Wait, why am I so doubtful about this person? Or, hey, why am I so concerned with this person's life when they're just minding their own business? Like, I feel like it's almost like you somehow bring up this depth inside of their subconscious into their consciousness that will help them heal, which is quite beautiful because of the 2 Temperance cards that came out. I think, yeah, you're very much healing to other people. And you can Encourage. But yeah, I think that you are healing people. And it's actually quite beautiful, I think, because it's almost like these people don't even realize that they're being healed by you. It's really beautiful. I think that that is maybe one of the biggest new beginnings or new starts that you're having in this new year is healing others. And it's like healing others by simply, I believe that you are healing people by simply, doing you. And whether you intend it or not, you're setting an example for other people to follow. And you're inspiring other people. That's very beautiful. Okay, let's move on to the Knight of Wands now. Thank you, Spirit. What do we have for that Knight of Wands? For the collective. What new starts, new beginnings are happening in the new year for the collective? That Knight of Wands. Let's see. Let me focus. Ooh la la. Ooh la la. Okay, now we're talking. Oh yeah. That's the stuff. That's the stuff right there. I like that a lot. Did that come out before that? Actually, I think it did. Okay. So, clarifying that Knight of Wands that came out in this direction, just to remind you, we have the Eight of Cups upright, Three of Wands, Three of Swords, Two of Swords. The Eight of Swords came out this way. And then we have Three of Cups upright, Four of Wands, the Emperor. Bottom of the deck is the Seven of Swords. All right, let me just reposition. I feel like you're choosing yourself in this next chapter of your life. With that Knight of Wands coming out like that, the Knight of Wands can sometimes indicate like a player sort of energy. Somebody that's not very serious. Somebody that wastes time. And it feels like you're rejecting that. You're leaving that in the past. Especially because of the Eight of Cups right there. That's really all about leaving things in the past, especially the things that do not emotionally fulfill you anymore. And when you leave those things behind, you're leaving space for the things that actually do fulfill you. And that's like where you're headed. The Three of Wands, to follow that Eight of Cups, I feel like it's a very beautiful thing because it, to me, is saying that you know that this is the right decision for you. And it's almost like there's no time to waste. Like the more you stay attached to things that don't serve you, it's like, I don't know why, but I'm getting the message. I'm not getting any younger. But yeah, like who wants to spend all of their time investing into something that just doesn't make them happy, doesn't fulfill them, doesn't, may actually waste their time? Because time is a very valuable resource. So make sure that you're spending that resource on the things that actually serve you in some way. Of course, nothing has to be perfect, or not, we can't always expect things to be perfect, but you know what is for you and what is not. So definitely listen to your heart when it comes to that. Three of Swords. Yeah, there's probably so many painful situations that you've been through. And this feels like This could literally be regarding a specific someone that you're leaving in the past. And it's like, this feels like this is the final straw. That's really what it feels like to me. It's like, I've been hurt too many times. I have dealt with this before. And maybe it's even recognizing a pattern here. And you're just no longer with it. You're no longer going to tolerate it anymore. Because it's like, your worth. It almost even feels like the more, oh my gosh, yeah. It almost feels like the more you stay in a situation or deal with certain people, the more it will hurt. It's like almost like, maybe at one point you try to convince yourself that like, oh, the longer I stay, maybe I can stick it out and it may get better. I feel like you're realizing the truth, which is, it's not going to get better. It's just going to get more painful. Because it almost even feels like, I don't know why, but I almost feel this image, because it's like, I'm getting this image in my mind of how like these swords may have not started out completely piercing this heart like they are in this image. I don't know if you can see because of the reflection, but they didn't start out that way is what I'm getting in my mind. But they started maybe just sticking in slightly. And then it's like maybe gravity, maybe the more time that passed, the more deeply it dug and cut into your heart until it was completely impaled by these painful experiences. And it's like you're realizing this. Like the longer you stay, the more it's just gonna hurt, the more it's gonna grow. That pain is gonna grow. The longer that you tolerate this or tolerate these people or tolerate these situations. And then that's followed by the Two of Swords, which I like in this context a lot, because the solution to this person's problem is to go outside of her comfort zone. It's usually indicating like a decision that somebody may be on the fence about, not quite sure which direction to go down. But I've definitely heard it described before as like the solution is not here. It's going to that island in the background. And that's the solution. And of course, she may not want to do that because it's unfamiliar. She maybe is used to this island that she's on, or land that she's on. But maybe she doesn't realize that has the solution, that island. And moving outside of her comfort zone is exactly what she needs to do, and is exactly what is going to serve her best. And I feel like that's you realizing, like, even if something is painful in the moment, even if it's difficult to do, even if it makes you uncomfortable at first, maybe it's exactly what you need in order to experience the most growth, the most happiness, the most success for yourself. And it feels like your intuition is definitely telling you that. The moon in the sky is definitely an indicator for that intuition telling you what maybe you need to do. And then the way that this 8 of Swords came out like this, I really like that as well, because it's like, it feels like you're done overthinking, you're done feeling stuck, you're done feeling like there's no way out of the situation, or maybe even a sense of feeling trapped in a certain situation is what I'm getting. You're done with those feelings, you're done with those doubts, the things that are keeping you in this situation or attached to this person, or in a specific situation that is not serving you. You're done. It really does feel like this is a completion of a cycle here. And it's like you're moving forward with strong intention. Um, yeah. And then we have the three. This is almost laughable because it's like your life completely changes when you do this. We have the Three of Cups, the Four of Wands, the Emperor. Like, this is, ooh, actually, I'm seeing this in a really good light now. I'm seeing something. You know, these two cards are cards of celebration. The Three of Cups could definitely be like maybe you're trying to strengthen your friendships. The people that like surround you, that love you and support you. The people that actually do make you happy. And embracing those connections, those relationships with those people. And, you know, it is also a card of coming together and just having a good time with others. And it's like, it's almost like you feel a sense of freedom to do that now because you're no longer attached to this situation or this person. And then the Four of Wands is another card of celebration. It could definitely indicate, you know, many things. It could be indicating a personal milestone or achievement, which definitely could be leaving a certain situation that may have been bothering you for some time. It can be a card about union as well, coming together in union with somebody else. It is a possibility, but not necessarily. Like, more than anything, it's really a celebration. The celebration this card really represents, especially in this context. I feel like it feels like happiness is on the other end of this. It literally feels like it's like on the other end of this suffering is happiness, is true happiness, enjoying life again. My eye is being drawn to the fruit in this garland. And for me, I don't know why, but I'm getting like this download about how eating fruit is like somewhat of a luxury. I don't know why this is like the message that's coming through, but it's like, you know, and I'm thinking of specifically, but yeah, I'm thinking about the grapes in particular. They're standing out. And maybe I'm thinking about like how, like, I don't know. I'm just getting an image of like Romans or maybe like Roman gods like sitting on their like little bed couch thing and being hand fed grapes individually. And so I feel like it's really like talking, and the whole reason or the message I'm trying to get through that is like you're finally starting to enjoy life again. And you're enjoying even the smallest little moments. And to the point where you're grateful for them, you're showing so much more gratitude for even the smallest little things. And you're really embracing those moments fully. And truly just finding happiness and serenity in this new chapter of your life. And the Emperor could definitely be indicating the role that you are embodying. You're taking your power back. You're taking responsibility for yourself, for your life. And you're embodying an energy of action. Acting, especially acting in your own best interest here. The Emperor is also a fighter. The Emperor is also very confident and wise. So yeah, maybe it feels like, honestly, it feels like you're gonna just feel so much more empowered, so much more happier, to be honest. Like, two of these three cards that I'm looking at right now are cards about feeling a lot happier and feeling happy in general. And then on top of that happiness, just feeling good about yourself and where you're at. And, I think that's also very important when it comes to self love is like, sure, we can fill ourselves with, um, oh, poop, what was that message? Spirit, what was that message? Oh, it was a good one. Oh, self love, yes. So we can fill ourselves with all of the positive affirmations that are physically possible or mentally possible to jam into our brains, right? But it doesn't make as much as an impact until we act upon those affirmations and we do the things that show ourselves that we truly do love ourselves, we truly do respect ourselves. When we choose to walk away from the things that are just not serving us or the things that are actively hurting us. And so I feel like there's like this sense of not only happiness, not only feeling empowered, but feeling a sense of self love because you're proving to yourself through those actions that you truly have your back. And that's one of the strongest forms of love, self love, especially because at the end of the day, all we have is ourselves. And so if we don't have our own back, who else is going to have it for us? We can't depend on anyone else. And that may sound a little bit pessimistic, but I'm just speaking from a spiritual stance where this is a neutral feeling idea. But yeah, at the end of the day, we only truly can rely on ourselves to give us that love, that self-love, that, having our own back. And the other part of this Emperor message could be, maybe when you're opening back up to connections with others, maybe you do come into connection with somebody that is way more serious than whoever you had in your past, who makes you feel the things that past person or situation did not make you feel. Yeah. So it is possible that you could be attracting someone better, but also you could just be coming into that time of embodying that for yourself, to prove to yourself that you love and support yourself and you respect yourself, and you will act accordingly to that. The Seven of Swords, I feel like, is an interesting card to be there at the bottom of the deck. Because it's not hitting me in a bad way, and that's the interesting part about it. It's not hitting me in a negative way, like the Seven of Swords might usually. Because it can indicate sneaky behavior and people being sneaky, but I almost feel like there's another message with the Seven of Swords that we can read into, and it's about thinking outside the box, being creative. Also, the gold background of the card. I've heard it be said that the golden backgrounds can indicate the happier cards of the deck. And so you can definitely always interpret it as maybe you're thinking outside the box. Maybe you're being creative with something here. And through being creative, through thinking outside the box, you're creating a lot of happiness for yourself. Also, the polka dotted dress is supposed to like represent not taking things so seriously and maybe finding ways to like loosen up a little bit. And so maybe you're coming into this time of feeling like you're more able even to be creative, to think outside the box, and to enjoy life again, not take things so seriously. lightening up a little bit. And it's interesting because, like, even though he is holding a lot of swords, I think, yeah, he's holding 5 swords. And I don't know, but it would, in my mind, I feel like that would typically be pretty heavy to carry 5 whole swords. But yet, he's like tiptoeing in the image. Again, I don't know if you can see because of the reflection, but yeah, he's like tiptoeing as if to say, like, these swords in my arms are practically weightless and I'm weightless, you know? I'm tiptoeing. That's how light I feel. So I feel like you're going to be coming into a time of feeling much more light, and the things that you carry or choose to carry with you are not going to feel as heavy anymore, and you're not going to feel as heavy anymore. Also, he's got a smile on his face. So yeah, it really does hit me as a happy card in this context. And you could just be rediscovering what makes you happy again, even if it is something a little bit unorthodox, something a little bit strange, something a little bit more out there, outside the box. You just have the freedom and weightlessness in order to find that and to pursue those types of things that do make you happy and that make you feel good. Yeah. I'm curious what's underneath. The Page of Pentacles again, isn't that funny? Yeah, that could definitely be indicating you starting over. But it feels like, again, there's like this sense of being empowered that I'm feeling. Like you're okay with that. And maybe it took you a long time to like grasp that idea with hope and optimism, the fact of like starting over. But it feels like I'm excited. Like it feels like I'm actually excited to plant these seeds, to explore these ideas, to pursue these things, maybe for the first time. Like it feels very much like, and yeah, like the roundness of the pentacle that he's holding in his hand almost feels like a globe in my mind. And it's almost like you have the world at your fingertips. And that's maybe what you're realizing is like, even though this could, be an ending, you know that that ending is leading you to a new beginning, a fresh start. And the Page of Pentacles is really about that first investment. And I feel like that's kind of where you're seeing it, is like you can start to invest into yourself again, into your life, into the things that truly matter to you. And it feels like it's good. It feels like it's light. It feels like it's positive. And you're way more optimistic than maybe you have been in the past when it comes to these thoughts and ideas about starting over. It really does. It's really a beautiful energy that I'm picking up on. Okay, let's go into the Judgment card. Please and thank you, Spirit. What kind of new beginnings, new starts is happening for the collective when it comes to that Judgment card? Please and thank you. Anything else for that? Ooh, anything else for that Judgment card? Please and thank you, Spirit. Okay, so we have the, wait, why am I still holding that deck? To clarify the Judgment card, we have the Page of Wands, Wheel of Fortune. This Page of Pentacles just really wanted to come out, apparently. We can't get rid of this guy. Page of Pentacles, Six of Swords. The Judgment card came out in this direction. And then bottom of the deck, is the Ace of Pentacles. Hmm. Oh my gosh, I just realized we're clarifying the Judgment card, and the Judgment card came out to clarify the Judgment card just in this direction. So definitely double confirmation for Judgment card, and that's actually a really beautiful thing because Judgment is, there's a part about Judgment that does have to do with like rebirth, regeneration, and I feel like that's kind of what you're going through. It feels like almost like a portal of some sort that you're going through, like a personal portal. And it feels very good. And it's going to serve you very well. And it's like on the other side of the, I'm almost picturing the portal as like a doorway. And how you were maybe in one energy on one side of the door, but then you pass through the doorway and you're on the other side. And on that other side, you feel much more optimistic, much more hopeful, much more enthusiastic about things. Also, it could be igniting some sense of creativity for you. You may want to explore creative ideas. Definitely you're desiring to see how much you can grow, or maybe how much these ideas can grow. Yeah, it feels very optimistic. I like it. The Wheel of Fortune. It's like everything is telling you, the universe is telling you, maybe your intuition is telling you that the time is now. The divine timing is at play in this moment. You also may be coming into a time of learning about yourself, maybe about your spirituality, about healing yourself, healing your life. Also, it feels like something about cycles, learning how to navigate new cycles for yourself, maybe, and how to exit old ones that just don't serve you. Also, it could be indicating that you have a lot of knowledge already, and maybe you're ready to use that knowledge. And with that Page of Pentacles, maybe you're ready to use that knowledge for your new investments that you're making into yourself and into your life. It feels like you're just so excited to plant seeds and to explore things and to see how things grow. And that Six of Swords is really perfect for that as well, because it's all about moving away from the things that don't serve you, moving away from things that are maybe even toxic or harmful, and moving towards a future in which you have more hope and there's more potential for growth, more potential for the better things to take place. But it acknowledges that that transition may be difficult and may be a little bit uncomfortable, but it's worth it, because it's like your future is so full of hope now because you've decided to do this. Yeah, that's really beautiful. You're also shifting your mindsets, I feel like, in a major way as well. And I actually really like that that is followed by the Judgment card coming out in this direction, because it's almost like you're leaning into this rebirth process. You're excited. Maybe at one point you were fearful of starting again, rebirthing into a different version of yourself, into a different life for yourself. But it's like you no longer fear that. And in fact, you look forward to it. You're excited for it. You're leaning into it, really, is what I feel. You may also feel way more spiritually inclined. And maybe you even feel like spirit is... okay. You could be listening to spirit, or maybe you feel like the reason why you're making these decisions is maybe because Spirit has been directing you to do that. And so maybe you're also, now that you're in this new chapter of life, that you're asking Spirit for direction. Like, what should I invest in? What should I explore? You know, what should I do with this new life that I am creating for myself? And you may be able to get those spiritual downloads much stronger now in this new phase of life. And it's actually kind of funny the way that I'm like wording this about Spirit, because like the way this Ace of Pentacles, there's like a big hand that is holding the pentacle, and the clouds, you know, it's like the hand coming out of the clouds, as if it's Spirit themselves giving you new opportunities, new beginnings, seeds to plant, to grow, giving you new inspiration for your path that you have started to walk down. Also, as I was tapping this, it started to shift up, so I want to see what's underneath. Ace of Swords, which has literally the same sort of imagery about the hand coming out of the clouds. So you're exploring your ideas. You're planting seeds for those ideas to grow. And Spirit definitely could be guiding you down this path and encouraging you to embrace those ideas, to embrace these new beginnings and growth for yourself. And I feel like you're going to be very open to it. And you're going to lean into it. Those types of downloads you're getting from Spirit, you're like, I'm all ears. You know, that's beautiful. I want to go on to this Queen of Pentacles and start clarifying, but before I do, the mother part is standing out to me. So if anybody out there is a parent or mother specifically, this new chapter could be allowing you to embrace your relationship with your children. And maybe you'll find your relationships are being strengthened in this new chapter of life. And I think because you're in such a good positive mindset, it's going to allow, like naturally going to allow you to gain closer relationships, healthier relationships with your children. But yeah, that's a kind of a side message, because I know not all of you are parents, not all of you are mothers, but for the ones that are, that definitely could be a message for you. It's actually really sweet, like the image, like how the little baby's like curled up with its mama. Just such a cute little image there. Okay, let's see what that has for us. Please and thank you, Spirit. Can you clarify this Queen of Pentacles? What kind of new beginnings, new starts are happening with this Queen of Pentacles for the collective? Please and thank you. Anything for that Queen of Pentacles? Please and thank you, Spirit. I actually really like this. Okay, so we have, to clarify that Queen of Pentacles, we have the Death card, we have the Six of Cups, and then bottom of the deck, Knight of Cups. So, you know, the whole last section with those two Judgment cards, and I was talking about rebirth. Rebirth can also be a part of the Death card. Mostly it's transformation. And also, like, I kind of think about it as like endings that lead to new beginnings as well. But there is a lot of transformation energy that comes from the Death card. So yeah, relationships with others could definitely be transforming in this new chapter of your life. I do feel a sense of calm with that Queen of Pentacles. So I feel like because you're in a calmer mindset, you're able to transform so many things. Not only just yourself, but those around you, your relationships with those around you. And it feels very positive, especially because it's followed by that Six of Cups, which to me, I mean, this is kind of hitting me as a couple things or a few things. For one, you're very protected by spirit. I feel like that's like a side note. But you could be tapping back into your inner child. And maybe it's been some time since you've done that for yourself. Exploring those things that maybe once excited you as a child, like dreams that you had for yourself, goals, ambitions, or maybe even just fun little games that you used to play. Maybe you want to play games that you used to play when you were a kid that used to make you really happy. And through doing that, you could be discovering a whole new excitement for life. And then there's also the message that you could be connecting with somebody from your past, but this is not somebody from your past in a negative way. This is somebody that you have really fond memories with. Definitely could have been a friend from the past. So it could just be simply a friend from your past that you're maybe reigniting that friendship again. It could also be a friend from your past that maybe starts out as friends, but maybe develops into something more romantic and serious. Either way, any way you slice it, it's good positive energy here. Also, maybe there's even some sort of gift in this. So maybe that person from the past that you have fond memories with is wanting to give you something or give to you in some way. Definitely feels like kindness, like people want to give kindness to you, and it feels like probably because you're kind to them as well. You're in that very, but since you're in that since you're in that kind and nurturing energy, people also want to be kind and nurturing towards you as well, like reciprocate that. I'm also getting that you may be somebody that has been giving for quite some time. You may be somebody that's very kind and giving to those around you. And it really does feel like something's shifting here where you're going to be receiving. And that may not be something that you're used to or something that you're comfortable with. But it's going to serve you, and it's going to maybe help you feel happier and optimistic. I mean, especially with that Knight of Cups at the bottom of the deck, it could definitely be indicating somebody that is trying to come in to express potentially feelings towards you. Or maybe it's just people in your life trying to give to you. Expressing even just emotions, especially if you are that kind and giving type of person. Maybe this is people expressing appreciation towards you. Doesn't even have to be specifically in love, but it definitely could be, because there's an expression of emotions more than anything with the Knight of Cups. And so, who knows, maybe people just really want to express how grateful they are for having somebody like you in their life. But yeah, could definitely be romantic as well, so that's like a little side note there. I'm curious what's underneath it though. Let's see. Knight of Wands with the Knight of Cups. Well, I mean, hey, you may be attracting multiple people. That's possible. Or maybe this does have to do with love, and maybe this is somebody that's not only attracted to you, but has deep feelings for you as well. I'm curious what's underneath the Knight of Wands. 10 of Pentacles. Wow. Wowzers. That's a lot of abundance, a lot of stability, a happy future. So hey, if anybody tries to come towards you, maybe they got what it takes to build something beautiful with it. Maybe it will result in this 10 of Pentacles together. Like the two of you together building that 10 of Pentacles. And maybe it's something that you like least expect, or like don't even really expect it to go that far, because, you know, the Knights, you know, they are the characters of action in the tarot. But, you know, they're not always super long lasting, or at least they don't typically have that sort of reputation. So maybe it really does start with something that maybe you're mutually attracted to each other. Maybe you're mutually have those feelings and you're like, might as well explore it. And then it turns into everything you could wish for and more. And you could just build this beautiful, stable, abundant life together and experience so much happiness and bliss is what I'm getting. Wow. That's a really beautiful message, I think. So definitely be open to those that are coming towards you, because you never know where it could go. And you may be very pleasantly surprised. And, you know, since I was getting that message with the Six of Cups, it could always be somebody from your past that you have really good memories with. And it doesn't have to be an ex or anything like that. Nothing negative. Could simply just be a friend that you haven't talked to since high school, elementary school. Who knows? And, you know, the two of you could just catch up and maybe it turns into something very beautiful. Okay, let's break out the Oracle and see what it has to say for you. Please and thank you, Spirit. What do you have to say about all of these new starts, new beginnings for the collective? Please and thank you. Anything that you'd like to add? Ooh, little refill. Oh, I can already tell these are beautiful energies. Let me see. Okay. So we have coming together, trust, blossom, bottom of the deck, sadness and isolation. So this is actually pretty funny because I am almost certain that this card is representing the Two of Cups, which is all about reciprocal love. You know, it is called coming together in general, or it is called coming together, but like that could be speaking about coming together in general with other people. It doesn't even have to be specifically romantic, but it's a very good omen, I would say, if you are exploring something romantic, that it's going to be reciprocal. And maybe that's something that you're not used to. Like, just as much love as you invest into something, they also invest into you. Very beautiful energy there. But yeah, it doesn't even have to be romantic. It could just be that you're embracing your connections with others and embracing all types of love in your life. The trust card, I'm fairly certain that this is the Fool card. So that's really about new beginnings, and also new beginnings that you're optimistic about, that you're excited for. It is a card that is labeled trust, so maybe it will take a little bit of trust to trust that everything will be okay if you are making some major decisions for yourself. And if you are moving away from things that maybe you were quite comfortable with, even if they weren't serving you, and just trusting that everything's going to turn out okay, and maybe trust that things are going to be better than okay. They're going to be better than you could have even dreamed of. Definitely trusting spirit and trusting that internal guidance that you're receiving. Definitely could serve you a lot there. And then we have Blossom. I'll have to check the book because I'm not entirely sure what this one represents. I mean, it could be Temperance, but I'm not certain. Could also be the World. No, I don't think it would be the World. Anyways, Blossom. Yeah, so it's like when you trust, when you believe that good things are coming to you, that you're building good things for yourself. You could see things blossoming into beautiful things that you didn't even think were possible, that you didn't even think were oh my gosh, I was just about to repeat myself. That you didn't even conceive to be achievable for yourself. Seeing so much growth, seeing so much like there's the leaves there that really make me think about growth. But also the light, it's like so much more lightness. The yellow I always associate with happiness. So much light and happiness. Also warmth, you know? If you're not used to warm relationships with people that are warm towards you, maybe you're used to coldness. It's like get ready for a time of warmth and feeling that warmth within you and within your life. Also within whatever you're creating for yourself. With that sadness and isolation at the bottom of the deck, sure, you may experience this, especially if like you're going and making some sort of major transition for yourself and moving away from something that you have gotten accustomed to or used to. You know, shedding that and moving away from that is going to be uncomfortable at first because it's almost like, this is kind of a gross analogy, but like a parasite or something that's like leached onto you, like a leech. Yeah. Maybe your body just grows accustomed to that, having that leech on your arm, and you're like, oh, it's not that bad. But then one day you're like, wait a second, this is actually draining me of life and I'm becoming ill because of this leech. Let's actually remove it. And then maybe you're like fearful at first because like, oh, I've lived with it for so long, like what if I miss it? But you know, you realize that it's necessary to release that, to let it go. And so you may experience this at first, some sadness and isolation, but I like that the figure here is like opening his arms and opening his whole body really to whatever this new chapter is opening up for you. It's like, I may not know where I'm going. I may not know that everything's going to be okay, but I trust. I trust that there's a purpose to this. I trust that Spirit has my back, that I have my own back. And yeah, his hands are out, like he's ready to receive whatever there is to come. I'm curious what's underneath it. Control, which I believe is the Strength card. You are showing a lot of self-control, and that's what's allowing you to make these big moves in your life and make those difficult decisions for yourself. It's like you have everything it takes in order to change things for the better and for things to really turn out for the best. And it all starts within. And I feel like you have exactly what it takes to achieve your goals and to make a beautiful life for yourself, especially if that's something that you haven't had for quite some time. It's like you're going to build that for yourself. I just want to check real quick about that Blossom card. I feel like I always like forget what this card is. My guess is probably Temperance, but I don't even know about that. I'm not even certain about that even. Judgment. Okay, so that's really perfect because we had the Judgment card come out twice, and here it is for a third time. Ugh. But yeah, rebirth. You're rebirthing yourself, and you're coming into a time of so much more growth and positivity and light and warmth. You really are transitioning out of something, and it's going to be a beautiful transition. Wow. Yeah. And I feel like you're going to just be so happy with it, and you're going to be proud of yourself too, because at the end of the day, you're the one that made sorry, I dropped something. At the end of the day, you're the one that made these decisions for yourself. You're the one that acted upon these desires. You're the one that trusted the process. So yeah, it's okay to feel, and actually I would encourage you to feel that sense of like, wow, I did this for myself, and that's awesome. Okay, I think that's a beautiful place to stop, and I actually really love this reading a lot. I hope that it resonated for anybody out there. If it did resonate, feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you subscribe, you can become a part of the Hive Collective, because my name is Bee. Bees live in hives, and you can become an honorary bee like me, and we can be a little bee family together. If you like my readings and you'd like to see more, be sure to click that bell icon down below so that YouTube actually notifies you next time that I upload. And thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate you, and I can't wait to see you in the next one.